Have you ever made an embarrassing mistake at your job? It happened to me today. Unbeknownst to me, the recording of today's episode quit on us about an hour in, right as we get into the heart of My Bloody Valentine. Pun definitely intended. We have a great conversation with Baltimore-based filmmaker and podcast host Bob Rose, where he talks about his podcast that I'm a fan of, Writer's Blockbusters, the time he filmed John Waters and the number of times they happened to be together at the movies. Growing up next to John Kassir, the iconic voice of the Crypt Keeper, the toughest things no one thinks about appreciating when it comes to low to no budget filmmaking, plus Bob's favorite horror movies, and Mondo Baltimore, where a group of folks, including Bob, get together to screen films for the public that they want to see back on the big screen again in a crowded theater. One of those is today's pick. They screened it back in April for Mondo Baltimore. It's a Mike pick. Roses are red, violets are blue, one is dead, and so are you. All Guts So Gory presents 1981's My Bloody Valentine.
In this town on Valentine's Day, everybody loses their heart.
It looks like Harry Warden's back in town.
In the town of Valentine Bluffs, there are many ways to die. Take your pick. My Bloody Valentine. The mad and macabre.
Oh, what monster could have done this?
I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Live or die. Make your choice.
Wake up, little girl.
Playtime's over.
We don't know what death is.
Sliced and diced.
Welcome to the All Guts So Gory podcast. I'm Mike, joined as always by Justin and Charlie. We want to welcome a very special guest to the show, filmmaker, podcast host, and Baltimore native, Bob Rose. Bob,
hey.
How are you?
Wet.
Oh, it's going to be that kind of show.
Outside.
I know we're handsome, but
not that kind of wet.
We'll take whatever.
I said we should have done video.
I'm excited, not that excited.
Okay.
In relation to Johnny Rose.
Yeah. No. Pete Rose, Johnny Rose. Okay. There's a Bobby Rose that plays for the California Angels in the 90s. Not him either.
That's before they went to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, I was worried. I was like, should I be on my best behavior? And he's like, no, he makes the most inappropriate t-shirts. So you're good to go. My personal favorite, it touched me. It was like REM, Michael Stipe. It said, everybody squirts. So I was like, all right, I'm down with that one. Or I also liked the throw me to the wolves, I'll just suck all their dicks. That was a good t-shirt too. I saw here.
Thank you.
That's good.
I'm glad anyone liked them. I did it for 5 years as a creative exercise where I was just like, I want to write jokes and put them out there without any effort. And that was how I chose to do it.
There you go.
So I did it with t-shirts.
So just to let you know, I was singing the song Everybody Hurts, but replacing it with Squirt. So,
My job is done.
Always do that from now on. Oh, man. So thank you for being with us, Bob. I want to tell you, Writer's Blockbusters is a great podcast. It's one that I stumbled across a few years back after I moved from Baltimore out here to the Midwest and, was listening to your guys. And I can't remember which episode. It might have been the Jaws one. Either you or Jamie or Jimmy had said, I remember seeing like a re-release of this one at the Senator Theater and somebody else dropped like the Avenue in White Marsh. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know those places. And then come to find out like you guys were from my stomping ground. So
yeah.
Tell our listeners a little bit about Writer's Blockbusters and how you and Jamie and Jimmy met, who you co-host with.
Oh yeah. So first, the number one, thank you for enjoying the show at all. I'm happy that anyone does. But Jamie and Jimmy, like, if anyone doesn't know who they are, Jamie Nash has written 3 Save the Cat books. If you guys are familiar with Save the Cat, like it's kind of like the blueprint for Hollywood, sort of. Mm-hmm. Some people hate it. We talk about that a lot on the show. But he's written 3 of those books. Jimmy is the co-creator of WNUF Halloween Special, if anybody's familiar with that. And we all met years ago through Baltimore film stuff. Jamie has written a lot of movies that Ed Sanchez has done. Ed Sanchez is the
Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch Project. He's actually the only guest ever on Writer's Blockbusters. We are a non-guest podcast. but he's the only exception we ever made because he's a huge Star Wars nerd. If you didn't know that, so he did our Star Wars, the original Star Wars, with us. But yeah, we just met through Baltimore circles. I've worked on Jimmy's movies. I've worked on Jamie's movies because my biggest credit is easily VHS 2.
Nice.
Where I edited the zombie segment of VHS 2.
Nice.
Which Ed Sanchez directed. And I think Jamie was at some point in Mondo, Baltimore, and also we all sort of just met because we had a mutual friend who was in charge of all the screenings in Baltimore. So I used to go see all these movies with Jamie, even when we didn't know each other very well, because we would just be there to see free movie,
right?
Like a week early, No, it was great. So we all have this like kind. You lived in Baltimore.
Yep.
It's Smaltimore.
It is Smaltimore.
And then you add in the film thing and it gets even more focused.
Yep.
So like we all just crossed each other's paths and then we've all worked together and we all have the same taste. We disagree a lot, but we have the same taste and how that goes. So
no, yeah, you guys have great chemistry, great camaraderie on your show. I can tell you guys are like really good friends and work well together. It's awesome.
We're still trying to get rid of Justin. But it's his basement.
It's my house, so they have to let me.
Yeah, that's great.
Bullshit, man.
No, those guys came to me years ago, and I had a podcasting, not empire, but a podcasting network of 16 shows in Baltimore.
Yeah. Ringer, eat your heart out.
It was a great time. It was also a mess wrangling all those shows together, but it was consisted of like comedy shows and movie shows and horror and conspiracy theory shows. Everything Baltimore had to offer lasted 3.5 years. And then we were like, okay, enough.
Oh, wow.
But this was one of the things that kind of was born out of it. And it's the last remaining thing I do with podcasting, really. Writers Blockbusters, that is.
Right.
And those guys knew that I was involved in that. And they came to me and they're like, do you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, and so I like the three of us, it works. Those two guys are like, one's a script consultant. The other teaches script writing in a college.
Mm-hmm.
They both have their own separate work too. And, then there's me who's just seen way, 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 way too many movies. And then, that's it. So,
man, so having worked in a number of different roles behind the camera, what's something that you wish horror fans knew about pertaining to the difficulty of independent filmmaking?
Scheduling. Everything comes down to the two things that are the hardest about anytime you make anything, in my opinion. Scheduling people. I think Jimmy would agree with me. Jimmy's an incredible producer. He would agree with me. Scheduling people to be at a place and a time to do the same thing is so impossible. So that's why you want to write scripts with like one guy in a room.
Right.
Always,
Huh.
Got two guys sitting on a couch talking. Great,
Right.
But scheduling, and then when you're talking money, food. It's all about food.
Yeah.
So feeding, because if you're not paying people right, you got to feed them.
For sure.
And there's where all the money goes. It's not your special effects. It's not all this. It's food. It's buying people food and making sure they're comfortable. They have drinks and everything like that. So those are just not glamorous things to say, but scheduling and food.
Yeah. I mean, catering's a credit in every movie I've seen.
Yeah,
catering gets a
they're
credit.
heroes, man. They're heroes.
That's like basics. It seems basic when you say it, but stuff that I never even crossed my mind. Like when you're making a movie, when you're doing anything big, scheduling is just so important for everything.
That's
and
so
then, of course,
important.
keeping people happy. Number 2.
Yeah.
Well, if you said independent film, so like, I mean, look, I've made mostly no budget stuff. If I'm asking people to show up, the least I can do is make sure they get a piece of pizza or something. You know what I mean? Like, and make sure they're not going hungry because I don't have any money to actually pay for their time. So it's food. Yeah.
You guys gonna fight about best Baltimore pizza or no?
No.
I can't even eat pizza anymore, so go ahead. It's your choice.
No, I mean, honestly, I like pub dog a lot, but I don't think there's such a thing as Baltimore pizza. So
I think, it'd be like Baltimore crab seasoning or something like
there's an Old Bay
crabs.
pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, you get Old Bay wings.
There's Old Bay
anyway.
ice cream here, man. Everything.
Oh yeah, the Fisher's Old Bay caramel popcorn. Oh,
yeah.
They put Old Bay. It's on the table with salt and pepper.
I think there was an Old Bay beer.
There was. Flying Dog made it. Yeah. Oh, what was it called? I can't remember the name of it, but it was something catch or something. But yeah, it was fresh. I can't remember the name of it. But.
Beer Hun.
Do you ever have the Old Bay hot sauce?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
That was
put that on
great.
some scrambled eggs. Oh, so
yeah.
Good. So
great
good.
stuff.
I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to our podcast at all, but Mike
I have a little bit.
Mike does a funny little thing where he shouts out some characters that would what they'd sound like if they were from Baltimore. So you'll have to give us your opinion later.
Well, I guess can I ask? Do I sound? People tell me I have an accent.
Say
I
phone.
can't actually phone.
No, you're good.
No, you don't. You don't have the overly Baltimore accent.
Give him an example, Mike.
I don't think I do, and I think, I mean this spawned from the Silence of the Lambs podcast we did, where in the research I found that in the novel, Hannibal Lecter is from Baltimore, and in the movie Anthony Hopkins obviously has this Welsh or whatever accent, Scottish accent, whatever, and I was like, well, that'd be weird. Like if Hannibal Lecter was from Baltimore, what would that sound like? And when she's telling him about the release you'll go to this facility, and he's like, Plum Island, down the ocean, get to walk on the beach, like it kind of spawned from that, and then I gotta we better leave on Friday or traffic's gonna be hell. So,
wait, let me try to say that down the ocean. Do I sound down the ocean? Do I sound
down? It's one word. It's Downy ocean.
Downy. No, I'm trying to say it like I would say it.
Okay.
I'm curious if I sound like I'm from Baltimore.
You don't. No, you don't have as
negotiate. Negotiate.
There it is. Negotiate. Yeah.
Negotiate.
Nice.
Yeah. So then in some of them, I just tried to fit it in. Like if there's any quotes that, I'm like, this character, they were from there. They'd sound like this. So let's stick with the Baltimore stuff. I read that you filmed John Waters. I'm a huge fan. What is John like? What was that experience like in working with him?
Let me first say this, is that I have run, like, it's fun. It's so cliche, but I have run into John Waters so many times in my life. Just going to like movie screenings and stuff, like it became not even a big deal anymore because it happened so often. Like when I saw It Follows, he sat right behind me.
Oh wow!
Crispin Glover had a screening here once that I attended.
Really,
sat right next to me. This was not planned or anything. He just happened to. He just came in and sat down, and I was like, "There's John Waters." Right. I'll never forget Jackass 3. My friend was running the pre-screening. It was like about a week in advance, and John Waters sat right in front of us, and he actually like told us to like, hey, can you watch these seats for us and everything? I was just like, yeah, sure. I think he knows my face at this point, but
nice.
When I did film him, it was actually for a failed project that never happened, which is really kind of funny. Somebody was trying to make a Pratt Street Library.
Yep.
I mean, you should know, yeah. So they were making like a literacy commercial or something for that, and I was going to be like the cinematographer. This is how low budget is. I was the cinematographer, and that meant I owned a camera. So they got John Waters to come for a morning shoot for about an hour, and that was cool. I was the cinematographer on basically an interview with John Waters about Baltimore literacy. He had to say a few lines too. Couldn't be nicer, like directly actually working with him and stuff. Great guy. He took photos with all of us. He was there.
That's awesome.
Donating his time because it was the library. So it was even unpaid, and he was still gracious enough to do it. So
that's awesome. He seems like a really good dude, and just things I've seen, documentaries, or he shows up on just some political shows. Like I watch Bill Maher, and he's on there from time to time. Or he was on John Mulaney's Netflix show like last year with Stavros Halkias, and he just seems like just a great dude. He's like pulls no punches, and what you see is what you get. And it's good to hear that because some people are like, don't meet your heroes and stuff like that.
No, he's always been really cool. Like whenever I've encountered him, he's always been. I've waved to him and stuff. He gives me a nod and everying. I don't know if he recognizes me, but
it's got the John Waters nod. I like it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's great.
I have like a friend that sort of knows him. He's the guy who got him to that library screening.
Nice.
But
Cool.
but this was like a decade ago too, by the way. It's not anytime recently.
Yeah.
So yeah. Don't think I'm like talking to John Waters now.
Name dropping.
Yeah.
I will say this though, like in 2015 and in 2017, we used to have the Baltimore City paper, which sadly closed down. And they used to have voting things for it, like, it's like best local pizza place, best local crabs,
everything. Yeah.
Like my old podcast got best local podcast once, but
Hell yeah.
I actually won, or I came in third place twice for best local celebrity.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, which was a joke. I think my friends kind of did because they all voted for me. But the funny part is there was only three. There was 1, 2, and 3, and John Waters was always number 1.
Yeah.
And I was always number 3, and this other guy who's like known as the beer guy was number 2.
Cheap ass beer.
So, cheap ass beer guy, right? That's the name of it.
So here's a story. I worked at that bar for 10 years.
Oh, no way.
I'm not him, but I worked there for 10 years. Yeah.
Oh.
And
his name was Josh.
His name was Josh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Josh, the cheap ass beer guy.
Yep.
So me, Josh, and John Waters went to they had like a party for all the nominees. So it was like the 3 local celebrities of Baltimore, and I was the third best local celebrity.
Hey, you beat Michael Phelps, man.
I mean, like, I am not famous whatsoever. It was like a joke, kind of, but I got enough votes to be on that list. So with John Waters,
we're going to advertise this podcast as the third most famous person in Baltimore, and joins us.
Go ahead. That's so not true. I'm more famous than Barry Levinson.
Right, exactly.
Right? Like, no, that's not happening.
We're going to say 2016's third most famous.
Right. And the thing is, like, I think 2017 was the last year too. So like, I am the third most famous person, most famous local celebrity forever, because it can never be reproven.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, I say lean into it.
Right. I'd have a trophy myself.
Right. Yeah, right.
Nice.
Oh man. And then when John Waters, God forbid, when he leaves this earth, you'll slide up a spot.
Right. Cheap ass beer guy will take the throne, and I'll be his side man.
So if something happens to cheap ass beer guy, we know who to blame.
Accidents happen in bars all the time.
Pretty good horror movie, actually. The guy who's the third best kills the other 2.
That's right. It happens often, right?
It's an idea. Right. I don't know if it's a great idea. Speaking of ideas, I mean, I was listening to, just to get a feel for you guys, I got to listen to the Evil Dead 2 episode while I was mowing the yard today. And yeah, I like hearing like Jamie and you guys talk about the things that go through our minds as far as the premises and the setups to these movies, but actually defining them and telling us what it is. So it's educational. It's, like you said, Save the Cat or the myth, things like that go through your mind, but you just don't have the label for. I was also interested to hear that you fell asleep during Evil Dead the first time you watched it.
Oh yeah. But this was like the 90s too. I was a child pretty much. Evil Dead 2, I think I fell asleep at.
Right, that's the one.
I think that's what I said.
Your friend gave you a video and made you watch it, saying it was the shit, and you were like, eh.
But I was so young, I didn't have taste. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, what? I think I said on that podcast, I'm gonna be like, what? This isn't Back to the Future. This sucks.
You loved Army of Darkness, though. Like, you were head over heels for Army of Darkness. Yeah.
He then gave me Army of Darkness, and I fell in love with that. And then over the years, I went back and I've changed. My taste has changed since I was like in high school. Thankfully, my music taste hasn't changed, which is a big problem. But my film taste has changed.
Yeah, I'm sure Mike's got some more before I quiz you on your favorites, but he's got a thing.
Well,
here.
segue into that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So normally let's be honest, it's only been friends and family so far that have been our guests on here so far, but we always get an insight into who we're working with or, what kind of shit makes them tick, if you will. And the way we like to do it is by asking them their Mount Rushmore, which is a cute little thing we've coined for their top 4 horror movies, no particular order. Like, I think Tremors might be right on outside yours or things like that. But Yeah, so have you thought about the top 4 that you would put on your... It's like Letterboxd has a top 4, but for horror only.
Sure, for horror. Now, I'm not trying to throw any jabs here, but you did just tell me about this like only an hour and a half.
I know.
Yep.
So, this is one of those things that's like damn near impossible. You guys know that, right?
Well, that's
Like,
why I
it's
didn't say
impossible.
rank.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want you to rank them. You just got to throw out the 4 that you're going to keep forever, right?
Well, I wrote down 4, and then I wrote down like a list of honorable mentions, and I actually cheated a little bit because I wrote down a without comedy and a with comedy. Because I was like, the second you told me about it, I was like, they're all just horror comedies.
Right. Well, that's fine.
Horror comedy is... Well,
that's most of mine.
That's fine though. Yeah, that's like if you told us 4 zombies, we're like, he's really into zombies. But if you're like a horror comedy guy, that's your thing.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, I separated them for some reason. I was like, because I feel like it would just be horror comedies if I actually had to choose.
Which is fine.
But I do love horror. I'm just not a horror guy. That's how I usually say it. So with the first 4 that came to mind, and this obviously can change at any time,
of course,
this is the non-comedy rush gore, In the Mouth of Madness.
Oh,
yep.
Okay, Psycho 2.
Wow, okay.
I love Psycho 2.
Okay.
It's an odd one to choose. I know. And Night of the Living Dead, 1990.
I love the remake more than
almost scene for scene reshot the same way.
But it's clean.
I don't feel guilty about it because George Romero produced it and he wanted it to exist. So it's like, in my mind, he was almost, that's like a remake where it was like he's doing it. He just let Tom Savini direct it, So, but that movie, that's my favorite zombie movie of all time. And there's just an atmosphere to that movie that's just like, I don't know. It's absolutely terrifying. And then I wrote Phantasm, all of them.
Oh,
I am a Phantasm fan, and I'm sure that you were very sad that Reggie passed away
R.I.P.
on the 9th. Yeah,
R.I.P. to Reggie. I just watched Phantasm when he died, and I plan to keep going through all of them again.
Bob, I gotta ask you before you go further away from Phantasm. As somebody who's dealt with scripts, you can admit that it's a flawed script, though, right?
The first movie?
Yeah, it's kind of nonsensical a little bit, and
it is not. I mean, it's nonsense,
but it's good. It's good. It's got one of the best movie props of all time, right?
I think that Phantasm is like not a movie. Number one, you don't watch Phantasm once. You know what I mean? Like you have to watch it several times. And it is one of those things where it's enriched the farther you go into it. Like the fact that I said all of them because they're all written by Don Coscarelli.
Oh.
So it's like it's kind of like Chucky. It's like it's all one guy, right?
Yeah.
It's all one guy's like coming from one guy's head. And the more you get into it, the more you understand everything. So like Phantasm doesn't, if you just watch the first one, it is nuts. But I also like the atmosphere that it gives. But actually now we kind of know the lore of the tall man and like the weird backstory of how he came to be. So it's like the first one makes more sense now.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say if I go through and watch all these movies and they're horrible, I'm going to just call you up and be like, what the heck, man? But
I mean, look, I'm not going to convince any. Phantasm is weird. And
the first one I've seen a few times and it's weird. So I haven't gone further. So that's maybe my problem.
Sounds like a you problem.
It sounds like a me problem. Yeah.
I think it's one of those, it's a franchise where I wouldn't throw stones at anyone that said they didn't like it because I get it,
Yeah, I get it. I watched them all too. I am a big Phantasm fan, and the movies do not get better, but the lore gets better.
The well gets deeper
as you go through the movies. Yeah.
I mean, my favorite one's probably 3, and that one has the comedy aspect to it. I also wrote down some honorable mentions for that, which was Exorcist 1 and 3.
Yeah.
The Wicker Man, Shining, Jaws, Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
The Thing, From Beyond, Pet Cemetery.
Those are awesome.
Yeah.
These are all the
From Beyond we've done on
without
here.
comedy.
These two talk shit on me all the time for liking The Wicker Man.
No.
But,
I don't like musicals.
Okay, let me not Nick Cage.
Right, you're talking about the Christopher Lee one.
Yeah,
right?
Christopher. Right, not Nick Cage.
Wicker Man.
The Nick Cage one's hilarious.
Right.
But
unintentionally.
Wicker
right?
Man to me is like a really great movie, and I'm pretty sure it's even like Britain's like number 6 all-time greatest movie according to whatever publication. But as far as like a horror goes, it's like there's like one horrific scene.
The
You're
whole
right.
thing
But
is a journey into
the whole
horror.
thing is a good movie. It's a great movie.
It's atmospheric horror.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Thank
Right.
you.
Yeah,
It's not
a
anywhere in the
bloodbath.
realm of like My Bloody Valentine, right?
I just
Sure.
feel vindicated. That's all.
No.
I mean, don't let my
No,
opinion
no,
vindicate
no,
you.
you're the third most popular person in Baltimore.
Right.
So, if you agree. So what are your funny
Third
ones?
best local celebrity was the category specifically. But, so I did the horror. I did a horror comedy one separately because I, like I said, this was a stupid idea I had last minute, but not to be cliche, but Evil Dead 2,
Oh, amazing.
right?
Amazing.
Yeah, duh. Return of the Living Dead. I mean,
So silly.
Come on.
Yeah.
Bride of Chucky
Oh, I love that one. I love it.
and American Psycho,
Yes.
Oh,
Love
okay.
American
which I
Psycho.
consider hilarious.
Oh, it's dark,
Yes.
dark comedy. Yeah,
Very,
but-
very
It's really dark, but
comedy.
it is extremely funny.
Yeah.
So good.
And then runners up, I mean, Fright Night, The Frighteners, Demon Night, Idle Hands, Night of the Creeps, From Dusk Till Dawn, Tremors, Bubba Hotep.
Oh yeah. Justin introduced me to Demon Knight for this podcast, and it was really good. I did not realize Billy Zane had that in
Billy
it.
Zane goes.
Oh,
out.
right.
Billy Zane's like throwing 150 miles an hour in that.
I got more fun trivia for that if you want.
Yeah.
I grew up next door to John Cassier, the voice of the Crypt Keeper.
Oh wow.
That is a flex right there.
Awesome.
I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I like
It's
it.
not. I mean, like, it
I
doesn't
like it.
add anything. I don't add anything to that. I'm just saying. So, like, he moved to LA back in the '90s, but his parents have sadly passed. But up until like only 3 years ago, my parents and his parents lived next door to each other,
Nice.
and there was 2 times where I went to horror conventions, saw him, and like he gave me like he's like, Bob from the old
That's
neighborhood.
awesome.
And the best moment of that was, I don't know if you guys ever watched Buffy. I don't know.
Hell
if
yeah.
That was in
Oh,
your-
yeah.
He was married to Darla
Darla.
from Buffy.
Nice.
Julie Benz from
Oh
Dexter.
yeah, of course. Dexter.
yeah,
season 4 RIP.
Right. So back when I saw him, he was like, I didn't know she was there with him. So she walked up behind me and he's like, "Hun, this is Bob from the old neighborhood." And then she like looks at me and gives me this giant hug.
Awesome.
And at that age, I was just like, "Oh my God, Darla's hugging me right now." Like, but so I kind of have a connection to John Cassier. He's, an
That's
old friend
awesome.
from life, I guess.
We could talk about this stuff for days, but obviously we've got a little bit of
We do.
agenda here. But I did want to say, like, watching Demon Knight now as like somebody like just putting it on without Tales from the Crypt being in the background or at the same time frame as it. I was trying to be like, would people understand? What would people think of the Crypt Keeper not knowing anything about Tales from the Crypt? There's this little, zombie thing walking around making bad puns.
Right.
And Mike liked it though, right? You liked it?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
I mean, it's, remember when M. Night Shyamalan was gonna make a new Tales from the Crypt series, and then there was such a violent backlash to the fact that he wasn't going to include John Cassier as the Crypt Keeper.
That would've been
They
bad.
canceled the show.
They go hand in hand.
He was probably going to
Yeah.
cast himself as the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, that's the
He like-
twist, right? What if it's the Crypt Keeper, but he's not funny?
Exactly. He's a serious doctor or something.
Not
you know?
funny.
Maybe if like, was it the Frighteners and Death Becomes Her ended up actually being what they were, they were supposed to be Crypt Keeper movies. Maybe
Really?
maybe that would have kept the brand going.
Frighteners was dope. And like,
Yeah,
and
I
we got
Frighteners is one of my favorite
Jeffrey
movies of all
Combs
time.
came back in there and Michael J.
Yeah.
Fox. It was just
Yeah.
and Peter Jackson, right? So I mean, it's like that's awesome.
And Jeffrey Combs is so proud of that movie.
He should be.
I went to a horror con and I got him to sign a poster of it, and he had nobody. Number one, he had no one standing there waiting to talk to him, which was nuts. I was like, it's Jeffrey Combs. But he talked to me and my buddy for like 25 minutes because he was just like so happy someone didn't bring a reanimator thing for him to sign. It's like, thank God.
Yeah.
But he's like so proud of that movie and what he did in that movie.
Have you ever, do you travel for the horror cons at all? Because last year we went
I don't go anymore, but
Okay.
I used to. Yeah.
Last year I took the family to Lexington for Scarefest, and
nice.
he and Bruce Abbott and Barbara Crampton were there. Same
Nice.
thing. Like there were times where there was nobody at his table, but he's so generous with his time. It wasn't like he was looking over our shoulders to see who was behind us. But yeah, good guy.
I mean, to me, it's like he should be like have the same amount of people as like Freddy Krueger, right?
Right.
Like
They were
it's
both
Jeffrey
there.
Combs.
Robert
Right.
Englund and
Yeah.
Jeffrey Combs were at the same one, so it was awesome.
Right.
Anyway, I asked you to also tell me the horror movie that scared the shit out of you the most in your time.
Okay. Now I don't even know if you guys qualify this as a horror movie, but I think it's horrific. But as a kid, nothing scared me more than Fire in the Sky.
The alien
remember
abduction
Fire-
movie?
Yeah.
The alien abduction scene in Fire in the Sky is like, I mean, there's not much that scared me more than that in life.
We do a movie draft years, like fear years is what we call it, and it fell in one of those years, and these two talked me out of using it as a horror movie.
No, I don't even recall. I don't recall that at all.
It is
do not
it's,
recall.
it's aliens, you know.
So I'll say this, like, I don't get scared that easily at horror movies. Like, movies in general don't like strike that much fear into
Right.
me. So it's hard. It was hard for me to look back and think like, okay, horror movie as a kid. I don't think I watched that many horror movies as a kid.
As you should.
But I did watch Fire in the Sky.
Okay.
You know, I think I might have watched The Exorcist 3 too young, and that did freak me out too. But man, that abduction scene in Fire in the Sky, you know.
Yeah.
All of us have a similar origin story with horror where it's like we were unsupervised and like they were just mountains of VHS tapes to put on, and we were just watching shit that like I wouldn't let my kids watch like for another year or two, and they're 16 already.
Right.
I was thinking too, like movies that scared me as a kid. I was like RoboCop 2. And I was like, but wait, this is
he
a
could
horror
fly?
movie. And you know what it is? It's when they do that live operation on the guy in RoboCop 2.
okay.
Scared the shit out of me as a kid, but that's not a horror movie. So
Right.
The first one that comes to my mind from like being that age or whatever was like Return to Oz. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
Oh God, I
that
love
was a
Return to Oz.
nightmare though. I was like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
But that's why it's so good now.
Right.
When you're older and you look back on like, wow, they made this for
They
kids.
did. Right, exactly.
She's in
it's
like a mental institution and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's nuts. It's
There's
nuts.
people rolling around with wheels in their hands and heads that you can
Yeah.
put up.
Well, it's like these days they put like 2 months ago they're putting like Stranger Things toys in Happy Meals. I'm like,
Right,
who are you
right.
catering this to? like I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and like my 4-year-old was all about wanting to all of a sudden watch Stranger Things because of the toys, and my 6-year-old like knows if something's going to be scary. And it's just like, no. And I was like, Ben, you don't want to watch that. It's scary. I'm like, he was all about like wanting to watch it.
So then,
I don't
Go ahead.
feel this way, but like with Stranger, I know that like horror people like at the people you find at a horror convention that work
Right.
there they're constantly, they view like Walking Dead or Stranger Things as like the Walmart of horror, you know?
Yeah.
Like they have. I don't agree with that. Like
I agree
think
with your assessment though of them. They do. Yeah, it's
they view it like that,
Right.
and so it's because it's for everyone. Like
Right.
Yeah.
everybody can watch it. I don't feel like that. I enjoyed much of Walking Dead, not all of it. It's got pretty bad, but Stranger Things I love too. You know, so it's like, come on, guys.
I think it's it's like a gateway drug. You know, that's what I
Yeah,
like to push.
yeah.
You know, gateway stuff.
Yeah.
So
Being a contrarian. Right.
the last thing, oh yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, everybody loves it, so nobody can love it. It's nuts. But the last thing I think I asked in my shout out or thing to you was, what about recent movies that you've just been over the moon for? That's the oldest timey thing I've ever said in my life. The over the moon.
Over the moon. Well,
over the
fellas, how's it
like,
going?
like Obsession,
Gee Willikers,
or Backrooms. Like, have any like really caught you and said, "Hey,
I mean,
we're in a good place right now with horror"? Or what are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I think we are in a good
I
place,
agree,
right?
yeah.
With Backrooms and Obsession, number one, just indie horror.
Right,
Has it ever been bigger? I mean, how much money did Obsession make, right?
that's over 4. Yeah.
I mean, anyone interested in my opinion on that, we did both of those on our show.
Nice.
They were pretty much glowing across the board on our shows. So,
Yeah.
but I didn't actually list them when you had. I put 4 down. I didn't. Those actually weren't on there.
Okay.
I tried to go with stuff that I truly love myself, and I wrote down one was the Bone Temple. I thought I love I love 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Smile 2.
It's good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Right? Smile 2 is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly,
You
I
wouldn't think
remember
it, yeah.
I went to see it and I was like, the first one was fine. Let me go see it. And then it just blew me away. Her performance in that movie.
There was something, like you
Incredible.
couldn't look away from the screen. Like something about her face. I'm not, that wasn't anything other than she captured the screen and kept your attention.
Yeah. And the ending is like, I want to see 3 so bad now.
There's going to be 80,000 people that are infected by this.
Right. What is that movie?
monster.
It's going to be like Resident Evil, post-apocalyptic type movie.
Right. Infinity Pool.
Okay.
We watched that together.
That was a group watch, yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys like it? It's not for everyone.
Yeah,
It was
it was good.
It was out there with the idea, like the idea of like the rich people being able to, get around their punishments. That was nuts.
Yeah.
I remember when I watched it, I think I said on Letterboxd or something, I was like, there's an argument to be made. This is happening in the exact same universe as Multiplicity. Because it's basically the same technology.
Same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the sequel. They bridge.
It's a good double feature, though. I think if I had a theater, I would absolutely show that double feature.
Okay,
great.
I like it.
Was the fourth one a little special?
She touched my pee-pee, Steve.
You're right. Infinity Pool 2 starring Michael Keaton.
Right.
That's what I want.
I would watch it. I'm not gonna...
2 Infinity 2 Pool. And then I wrote down a movie that I just can't help but keep rewatching is Dr. Sleep.
Mike Flanagan killed it in that.
Right?
Like he absolutely killed it.
I just put it on sometimes and I enjoy that movie so much. So
I'm not going to tell you which one of the 3 in here, but one was really affected by the baseball kid getting brutally murdered on screen.
Is that you?
That was you, Charlie. And wait, I did tell
Did it turn you off to the movie?
No, not really. It was just really hard to watch.
So I watched it with my wife, and we had to like take a break afterward. Not me and my wife. We had to stop the movie and come back to it a little later because she was like, "I need a break," because
right.
But like think of the gymnastics that Mike Flanagan had to do with like wedding the story, the book, and the first movie that Stephen King hated, right? Like, and like making this thing. It was perfect, right? So
it was not appreciated for everything that it did. I mean, it made Stephen King like the Kubrick movie, finally.
Right.
But then if they just titled it, it's a worse title, but if they just titled it Shining, Dr. Sleep, or The Shining 2, Dr. Sleep, it's a terrible title, but it would have had people understand what the hell it is. Because Dr. Sleep as alone sounds like an awful thing.
Right. It sounds like a place you go if you need a sleep apnea machine or something.
A mattress.
Yeah, or a mattress, yeah.
But that scene...
They just needed Shining in the damn title. That's all.
Yeah. That scene with that, when they killed that kid, I was like De Niro in Untouchables. Hat girl, I want her dead. Old guy, I want him dead. Tall guy, dead.
I'm not gonna lie. Even knowing what I know about Rebecca Ferguson's character in that movie, I'd still buy her a drink.
Okay.
Why?
Whoa! Sorry.
What would you rather, Nikki?
Yeah. Okay.
If you haven't watched the director's cut too,
okay.
I think it's even a better movie too. So
awesome.
Mike Flanagan, man. I mean, he's Baltimore. One of my best friends, his first movie, Mike Flanagan was the cinematographer on.
Oh god!
Wow.
That's how far back in Baltimore indie horror Mike Flanagan goes.
Didn't they just make a big announcement about what he's handling next, other than the Gunslinger in the Dark Tower? He's still gonna,
Exorcist.
That's right.
Yep, Exorcist.
I was like, if anybody can,
and
do
also
it, I think
he wrote Clayface.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, he wrote. That's why they greenlit it so fast. Is Mike Flanagan was like, here, and so you got a great script by like this master horror guy. So why not?
I think I binged all those shows on Netflix.
Yeah,
I was kind of bummed that he moved over to Prime, but I was like, you got to go where the money is.
Right. As a big Exorcist fan, and as much as I hated the Believer, the David Gordon Green one,
I didn't even watch him.
Yeah, I was like, when I heard they were redoing this again, I was weary, and then it's like Mike Flanagan's attached to it. Like like that's the safest person you could trust with this. Like the floor is going to be so high. Like he's not going to be terrible.
I think we covered this in one of our episodes where it was like this could be really good. It could be really, really good, or it could be really. I don't think there's going to be an in between. Like, it was okay. It's going to be really good, or it's going to be a mistake.
I think we came to the conclusion that basically there's no winning when you redo the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like Curry Barker's supposed to do. There's no winning. You like at best you're going to be like, oh, it's pretty good, but it wasn't as good as the original. I don't know,
which is kind of like that whole franchise, right? You know,
exactly.
Even though Texas Chainsaw 2, which could totally be on my list too, one of my favorite movies ever. But like
that's where we're going to diverge.
I love too.
That's
yeah,
good.
sorry.
That's good.
But I trust those guys to at least know that they can't top it.
Right.
And I think that's the first step in doing something like that is like, I can't ever topping the Exorcist.
Right.
Like, are you crazy? You know, Exorcist 3 even is kind of perfect too, in my opinion, but not Exorcist 2 though. There's a documentary about Exorcist 2 coming out.
Nice. Oh wow.
About what the hell happened.
Exorcist 3 is great. Exorcist 3 might have one of the best jump scares ever.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
You remember that shot? The shot too with like the crucifix's eyes opening.
Mm-hmm.
That scared me as a kid. I remember that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 3 brought it back. 2 went off the rails.
We actually are releasing we recorded it last week, but this Monday our tentpole episode of Exorcist is coming out. So we did a little more deep dive into Exorcist and loved it.
Yeah. So
we've done it. We've done the Exorcist too. It's Exorcist as well.
Yeah,
not
Exorcist. Yeah. All right. So I think this is the last question I got for you. It'll kind of segue us into the film discussion today on My Bloody Valentine. Sure. Tell us, Bob, a little bit about Mondo Baltimore, and then your relationship with this film as you screened My Bloody Valentine at Warehouse Cinemas back in April.
Okay, so Mondo Baltimore, best way I can describe it is it was Baltimore's answer to MST3K. But if the audience were the guys from MST3K, the original conceit, I think, was like showing a movie and then the audience were encouraged the callbacks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I've been involved. I haven't been involved from the very beginning, but I've been involved with it for 15 years now. So that's pretty much most of its life. And it's evolved, you know, like it kind of just became it. Now it's screening very unheard of movies at the Auto Bar in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
It's free that's monthly free. And, you know, like that's a whole, like, you know, fun thing to do with, you know, there's like hosts and announcers. Sometimes there's tables selling stuff.
Yeah.
There's a bar and everything.
Q&A after it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a fun dungeon. It's called is afterwards. And there's like, sometimes there's dance parties, karaoke, everything.
They should call it a fungin. You know, just combine the, you know.
Every episode. Here comes. Here come the dad jokes.
It's like a joke. It's the joke from The Office, right? Like the synergy.
Exactly.
Right. So whatever it is. I forget what the joke is. But so Mondo Baltimore, right before the pandemic, we actually started doing these screenings at actual theaters. First it was the Parkway, but now it's moved to the Rotunda in Hampton. Sorry if I'm just throwing out Baltimore stuff here.
No, you're good.
Yeah, but so every month we also show a movie in an actual movie theater with an actual like print.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
nice,
which is great. I'm so happy about this because it's not like, speaking of My Bloody Valentine, this is all mostly the baby of my friend Sean, who's a big, you know, one of the main guys in Mondo Baltimore. He does most of the like final decision making, but these aren't movies that we're like making fun of or saying they're bad like we are with the Auto Bar. The Auto Bar is for like, you know, like the Troll 2 or something, that kind of thing, you know, but this is stuff we actually love, you know, like we showed Pieces.
Fuck yeah.
We showed
Fuck yeah,
love that movie.
Hero, Mortal Kombat, Double Impact. These are like fun,
Double Impact.
crazy,
Oh, no.
fun, crazy movies that we actually enjoy.
Did you say Last Action Hero?
Yeah.
Dude, fuck yeah. I
yeah.
literally watched that this morning.
That's amazing.
I got up with my son at like 6 a.m. He was just up, so I got up. I threw on Tubi, and it was like the second movie listed on Tubi. I'm like, I'm watching that.
Sold.
For the 80th time.
Ask any of my friends. Last Action. I'm like one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's amazing.
I've got a framed poster of it right here, like
Oh,
literally.
yes. Fuck yeah.
So yeah, for me to see, I didn't see it on the big screen. So for us to be able to do that and actually see it with an audience, and hearing everybody respond to it and stuff. It was amazing.
Oh man, it's so good.
So cool. It's so awesome.
So do you work with a projectionist then that builds the reels, or is this a...
So when I say print, I mean like the studio sends a DCP to the theater.
Okay.
It's not 35 millimeter stuff. Like we don't, we're kind of like, they are letting us do this because we bring in the crowd.
Right. Yeah. So for like $300, you get the movie and then like whatever.
Well, we don't.
Not even.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about how it all works, but like the theater is letting us do this series with them. Like we, and we've gone through lots of horror stuff, but we've also done everything else. Like we did the original Turtles movie and everything, and we did Mars Attacks, like stuff like that. Like it's just stuff we love that we just really want to see in a theater again with people. Like the first one was UHF.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Then we did Clifford, which was amazing to do. Clifford,
the Martin Short movie.
The Martin Short movie,
not the Big Red Dog.
Not the Big Red Dog, right? So like that's like that's not a whole night with a bunch of stuff. That is like we're screening this. Come on out. We might say something at the beginning, but there's not like a whole bunch of stuff happening because it's at a real theater. So yeah, My Bloody Valentine, great screening, great time. We were lucky enough that we showed the uncut version or the recut.
Yeah.
The Shout Factory release.
Yeah, the better one.
The 9 extra minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 9. Is it 9?
I think that's what
something
I read.
like that, yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, no, it went over great. We filled most of the theater. People really responded to it. I hadn't seen My Bloody Valentine in so long. So for me, it was like a reintroduction to the movie. And what better way to do it than on the big screen? Because I'd only ever seen it on a crappy VHS tape.
Yeah.
So it was really awesome to see on the big screen. I'll say that.
Yeah. And this is a great one for a group watch in a theater setting with
oh man. I mean, like it was one of those ones, like everyone enjoys these things. We've only ever had a few bad ones. Where like we showed Police Academy 5.
Oh,
don't ask.
Is that after the Tony Hawk one? That's after.
That's 4. Yeah. That's 4. Okay. Let's just say I actually like Police Academy 5, but it did not go well. But we recovered it with some comedy because the reel kept like glitching out, and then one of our hosts kept like making jokes during it, so it kind of worked.
That's crazy.
But after My Bloody Valentine, everyone was just like jazzed after the movie was over. Like I just remember that in the lobby, everyone was like, just like, oh man, I forgot how amazing it was and how awesome. Actually, and so I remember some people said that it was actually scary. Like I don't think anyone was expecting that.
Yeah.
They found it actually kind of a little bit scary.
That's good though.
I mean, if you're claustrophobic, a lot of the stuff in the mind, if you're claustrophobic, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyone doing a first watch, there's some minor jump scares in there,
especially if, like you said, it's not just horror films. So like sometimes it's like you said, the Turtles. Hot take: Secret of the Ooze is better than the first one. But
I like the first one better, but I love Secret of the Ooze, so I'm not throwing.
So like maybe they came to one of those other ones where it was more like a comedy or like just a quote unquote shitty, and then this one's it's a slasher film. So
I think when you have a brand that's like kind of comedic, Mondo is a comedic brand. Like when we do show comedy stuff, nothing is better than people laughing. Like we showed Basketball,
nice,
or Last Action Hero. People laughing is just. We showed Face Off. Oh my god, the crowd went insane. But for something like this, like there's some laughter. It's funny, but it's a different type of enjoyment. So it's like I think people don't know how to sometimes respond.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it's fine to like openly chat with your friend or like make little jokes and stuff kind of screening, or is it okay.
This is
serious. Kind of.
Well, you can laugh and stuff.
Respect
but
other
like,
people.
The same rules you would have at any this is an actual movie screening. Like it's not
Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror.
Yeah, it's not Rocky Horror or anything. Like I get annoyed if anyone treats it like that because I'm like, no, this is a real movie theater. We're actually watching this movie. You can laugh and stuff. That's fine. I mean, but it's any rule you would see if you're going to see the new Spider-Man or something.
Sure.
Don't shut up. Shut up.
So I worked.
Don't talk.
I worked as a teenager. Worked in a movie theater for about 8 years or so. Various roles, projectionist, manager, whatnot. So like the movies, we also had some older ones that we would do on like a Friday, right? And bring them out, and people would show up they'd show up lit. Like they'd show up drunk and then order beers to get. So like, yeah, you had to kind of set the rules a little bit there.
I mean,
so
Rotunda in Baltimore has a bar.
Right, exactly.
And I'm not saying that there's anyone like policing everybody, but the general vibe is this is not Mondo at the Auto Bar.
Yeah.
Like we're here to actually watch My Bloody Valentine. Like we want to watch this.
Nice.
This is not to make fun of it. We want to watch this genuinely. So that's how Mondo's evolved. Like we have both of them now. We have the one that you get to do anything you want, and then this. Like, no, we love this. Let's watch it,
Awesome. Well, if you live in the Baltimore area, or if you don't, make the long road trip and get there and catch some of these screenings.
I think we should do it.
I've seen some of the pics you guys have, and I'm like, I wish I was there for that. I wish I lived there for that. Pieces, Jason X. I'm like, man, wish I was there for that.
Yeah, Jason X.
Road trip, guys.
We packed the theater for Jason X. It was great.
I bet.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Fun, man.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about My Bloody Valentine, guys. I've heard this referred to as it's like the Deer Hunter without the Vietnam stuff.
Wait a second.
Really? Would that be accurate?
Didn't the director say that?
Maybe.
I think the director might have said that.
All I know about Deer Hunter is Diddy Mao. Like that's what they're shooting.
Yeah, Charlie, I'll kick this one to you. As a child of the 80s, how does My Bloody Valentine resonate with you?
It was great. I love this movie. It's one of those, like you said, from the 80s. And that was, when I was in my movie watching prime, summers off, being in school, mom working at a video store. So I could just walk to the store and get anything I wanted. She was in horror movies. And this was one that, I don't know how many summers in a row I rented this until we got HBO and Showtime. And then it was on like all the time throughout the 80s. And it's just, it's just classic. It's got kind of like that, like, you know how you can tell when their writers on a movie are like 50, 55. So they throw in that lingo that like the cop uses.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, I remember that. There was just like so many, and it's good and it's bad at the same time. The acting was...
It suffered from some huge tonal shifts in this one.
Right.
For sure.
But yeah, this was one of those, it was like, My Bloody Valentine's on this Saturday at 10 on HBO. Okay, we're watching it.
Nice.
Justin, I'm going to take a guess and ask you why you're going to give My Bloody Valentine a 3 out of 10. Am I close?
No, you're close, but it's not going to be a 3, I don't think. So
this seems to be of the ones we've done of this campy type. It is not your bag.
It's not Martyrs.
Martyrs is great. Martyrs is awesome.
Listen to us give Mike some shit on the Martyrs episode.
They can't. They love it so much they can't help it. Every episode I catch strays because you guys can't stop talking about it.
I bet the episodes where you disagree though are pretty good episodes.
They're fun. Yeah, we're all together. There's no conflict.
Listen to the Hereditary episode on our show.
Oh yeah,
me and Jimmy we did not agree on Hereditary.
Oh wow, okay.
We did a Hereditary episode too, so I'll have to compare them.
Yeah,
but yeah, so this was the first time that I've seen the original version of this movie.
What other version is there?
The remake with Jensen Ackles.
2009.
Yeah,
I don't count that.
Which obviously
I've never seen that.
Really, it was fine.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. Don't rush out to it. Right. So
I like the director because I like Drive Angry.
Mm-hmm.
That's Nick Cage too, right? Isn't it?
It's the Nick Cage.
Yeah.
We've got some appreciation for Nick on this podcast.
Nick's the man.
We love Nick. But yeah, I would say it's the first time I saw it. It didn't jump ahead any of the traditional slashers, the Texas Chainsaw Massacres, the Halloweens, the Jason, any like that. But I'm glad I watched, and I'd put it right down the middle. It's a solid double. How about that?
Cool, huh? Fair enough.
You don't agree with Quentin Tarantino, basically, is what you're.
It did not inspire me to make films. Right.
Did you guys read that? Is
Yes.
this his favorite
I saw it.
of all time?
There's a Tarantino cut on YouTube.
I will.
It's got 6 extra minutes of feet.
That's God. And a bunch of N-words for some reason. You're like, what the heck? So I will tell you, I did appreciate the assumed sequel aspect to it. It was almost like, hey, it's treated itself like a sequel to a movie that should have seen, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like 20 years ago, this guy went apeshit and killed all these people, sent us box of hearts or whatever. So that I enjoyed a lot. I think part of this was like, oh, we should do something in this mine, right? They probably had a mine first,
Right?
and then they said we need to do something with this down here because it's such a character in itself.
So what I heard
They
was
didn't have a mine first.
Are
I
you
actually know
serious?
that.
Okay.
No, they actually went to Nova Scotia and found a mining town.
Yeah.
And then the town was so like, oh my God, a movie studio is coming here. They made the mine look all cleaned up and everything. They like renovated the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then they got there like, what'd you do? We wanted it to look terrible.
Right.
And then they had to pay more money to make it look like crap again.
They spent $75,000 in 1980 money to make it look like crap again.
That's
What's
awesome.
that, like a
They
quarter
had to
mil
like
now?
blast off all the new paint. I mean, it was just like, but this movie,
They had to find some old hot
that
dogs.
was a good point. Like this
Oh, yeah.
movie, this could have been a Friday the 13th, a Halloween franchise.
Yeah.
They could have done a prequel to do the original stuff that Harry Warden did, and then did a sequel. Because I mean, we don't know that guy died in that mine,
He did.
He did. I mean, the
Spoiler
ending.
alert.
right?
Yeah.
We don't know that he died.
You're right.
They could have
you mean-
easily
you mean
throughout the
Axel.
80s into the
Axel-
90s.
Axel did.
yeah.
There's kind of like before there were stingers, there was kind of a stinger where it shows him running off like,
Yeah, right.
Until later. Yeah.
I'm like,
As he twists his handlebar mustache.
Right.
You'll never get me,
Skeletor.
miners.
Mike,
He
you
comes
wanna
back
keep
in the
it
next
property.
movie. He's got like a pickaxe for his arm instead of his arm. You know?
It's just like duct taped on there and nailed.
Oh, much like the prop that Happy set up, It's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
you can only swing
Right.
the pickaxe.
So this is the part where the recording breaks down. You heard the guys. They got in their thoughts on their relationship to My Bloody Valentine. I'll share mine with you real quick. It wasn't until a number of years ago until I really got introduced to this film. It was one that growing up, I don't remember seeing it on the VHS rental shelf. It didn't have a box that like jumped out at me. Like some boxes definitely do. You can vividly see the image on the box. This one, not so much. And it also wasn't one that I recall seeing on television a lot. Your big franchise ones, your Halloween, your Jason, your Freddy, your Chucky, they would have like marathons on TV. They'd be on all the time during spooky season. And My Bloody Valentine, just not so much. I remember my wife, Mary Bree, and I decided to watch My Bloody Valentine 3D, the 2009 remake of this. One night, we just wanted to throw on something dumb, and we just randomly searched something on demand. We didn't want to watch anything you had to think about too much. Turns out, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's when I went back and sought out the original from 1981. It's my favorite horror subgenre. Is the campy slasher type of movie. Fits in the same box as your Friday the 13th, your Sleepaway Camp, etc. We talked about how this comes out on the heels of Friday the 13th. We talk about holiday horror movies such as Black Christmas, Halloween, of course. In 1980 alone, New Year's Evil, Mother's Day, Friday the 13th, My Bloody Valentine comes out right after that in 81. Silent Night, Deadly Night, April Fool's Day. Don't sleep on April Fool's Day. Solid holiday horror movie from 1986. A host of sequels stemming off of all those. So we talked a little bit about Halloween horror. And then wasn't too much to talk about when it came to director, writer, the crew on this one. If you go to IMDb, the director, George Mahalka, the writers, Stephen Miller, John Baird, they have most of these guys, including everyone in the cast, when you look on their IMDb, the thing they're most well known for is My Bloody Valentine, and then everything else you see might be bigger in Canada, as this is a Canadian film, but nothing we really resonated with or really stuck out to us. So we didn't spend too much time talking about those guys. Metacritic gave My Bloody Valentine 46, so right in the middle. Rotten Tomato critics score of 39%. The audience score liked it a lot better at 53%. And on Letterboxd, 3.2 out of 5 stars. So even higher on the Letterboxd rating. Talked about some of the notable reviews. One of them is really deep. Far Out Magazine said that this cult classic trades the urban horrors of its contemporaries for the claustrophobic dread of a mining town draped in tradition and tragedy. The film's strength lies in its atmosphere, weaving a grim tale of love and vengeance beneath the oppressive weight of rock and steel. That was just a really strong, deep review of this otherwise campy, silly slasher film. And so I really enjoyed that one. The tagline here, there's more than one way to lose your heart. I thought maybe something simple like Be Mine would work. Be Mine, like the Valentine on the candy, but also this is a movie about a mining town and miners. And so the, Be Mine kind of has a double meaning. But also the trailer for this, there's many ways to die in Valentine Bluffs. Take your pick. And of course, Harry Warden's weapon of choice in this film is a pickaxe. So I wonder how intentional that was to the tagline there in the trailer that we get. The pickaxe is a weapon, very versatile, more creative than a machete. Like, you can do more things with it. A machete is a big cutting tool, and it's very menacing in the way someone like Jason Voorhees wheels it around. But there's a versatility to the pickaxe, and that makes it stand out a little bit, especially the way, pickaxes are usually duller, but they dig in. You can drag somebody with it, just like Happy gets dragged when he gets impaled from neck through the eyeball with the pickaxe and then drug, out of the way. We talked about the pickaxe for a little bit as a very versatile, incredibly scary weapon for a slasher to carry. We talked about our favorite kill. And I think our favorite one might have been Sylvia, who was impaled on the shower head only for her boyfriend John to find her with the water from the shower head spitting out of her mouth. Incredible scene there. One of the best for funny reasons was Howard, the character. He's the goofball character in this one. He gets hung. He gets dropped down. He's hanging by a rope, and then his head snaps, and so he falls the rest of the way down this mine shaft, falling face first, but it's such an obvious dummy the way the dummy lands. The legs stick straight up when it lands, and then the next time they come and find Howard, they're laying straight down. So the obvious dummy was just kind of a funny moment in this one. Some of the other things we talk about, dumbest characters, probably whoever decided to boil hot dogs instead of getting a frying pan. Also, Dave, the character who his kill is getting his head shoved into the boiling pot of hot dogs. Like, dude, just push that pot of boiling water away. You don't have to sit there and take it. You just push that thing off the stove, man, and save yourself. But he just takes it. His head gets shoved in there, and he doesn't really seem to be able to do much else about it. The body count in this, we debated it's either 10 or 16, depending on who you ask. The flashback sequence has the explosion in the mine where 4 miners succumb and then 2 supervisors that are killed by Harry Warden, which we only see 1 on screen. So it is 10 on screen, 6 in the lore of the film. So whichever one you want to pick, 10 or 16 is the body count here. We talk about gore score on all of our episodes. We rate the goriness of a movie on a scale of 1 to 10. We decided to land on, I think, 5.5 for this. Most of us thought it was about a 5, a 6, but the uncut version definitely ramps it up to a, 7 and 8, 8.5. A lot of the stuff that was cut out of this was cut out because of the recent murder of John Lennon. So a lot of people were on edge about violence and seeing violence on screen. And so the MPAA was really cracking down. So a lot of the stuff that was cut out of here was the extended scenes of the gore to not show too much, but the extra 9 minutes, I think, that you can find online, a lot gorier, a lot more of the extended scenes of things going into the victims and coming out through the victims, if you will. But this movie features a pickaxe through a heart, a death that is super gory, probably the goriest one in the movie, where in the flashback scene, Harry Warden kills one of the supervisors from the mine that got his friends killed. And he is just digging into a open chest to find a heart. There's blood all over the place. Incredibly gory stuff there. Mabel, poor Mabel, she ends up in the dryer, head burned, hair burned, a little bit of goop, kind of gory. Our world's least happy bartender, ironically enough named Happy, gets a pickaxe up through the jaw and out his eyeball and then drug away. I talked about Sylvia getting the shower head impaled through the back of her head and out her mouth. We have a boiled head. We talked about Dave. We have Mike and Harriet getting impaled with a drill bit. We have a nail gun into the head. And we have a hanging where someone's head snaps off, plus a pickaxe to the gut. So we landed on 5.5 because there's a lot of gore. There's a lot of victims here, but it's not extended gore. A lot of it is implied. Some of it takes place off screen. But if you watch the extended version, it's pretty explicit. And then the director, George Mihalka, he approached Paramount Pictures with a sequel idea in 2001. 2001 would have been 20 more years after the 1981 original, and Paramount declined. Didn't want to do it. This is a movie that had easy prequel ability because of the flashback scenes. Justin alludes to this almost being a sequel because they tell us about the lore of the miners, the supervisors being killed 20 years ago, and then the Valentine's Day stuff, they start putting things on hold because Valentine's Day is a cursed day in this town, so they don't celebrate it. But now that it's 20 years later, they feel safe in doing so. So there's prequel ability. We had sequel ability, and Paramount's just like, nope, we're good. Kind of a shame. We all agreed we wanted to see a sequel to this, or another version of this. The remake kind of flips this one on its head a little bit, but it's definitely not a sequel. It's not. It's just different. We really wanted to see a sequel to this. Our Horror Hall of Fame that we do for every episode, we didn't really put any of the categories in there except for props. We did not have George Mihalka for director. We don't really think Harry Warden or Axel is the Hall of Fame killer, but we do think the suit, the gas mask, the whole get-up, that is iconic to this film. If you go to horror cons, you see people dressed in this. So it is a pretty iconic get-up, and a pretty scary one, too. Our final thoughts on My Bloody Valentine. We pretty much talked a little bit about the character decisions and the setting here. These guys as a group are, blue-collar workers. They work in a mine. They work hard. They play hard. They get off work. They race to the bar. They're speeding down the road to get to the bar first. They're going to pick up their girls on the way. They go to the same bar probably every Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, probably every night of the week, to be honest. And you drink a bunch of Moosehead, and they sing songs, and they pick on the waitresses, and they're regulars at this place. They're people. They're pretty much they're very likable guys, and it kind of is a break from all the teenage characters that you see in a lot of these slashers, where it is the teenagers being targeted. They're high schoolers or younger, and it's nice that this one features some young adults, some mature people doing a mature job. And one of the characters that resonated the most with us, that we enjoyed the most, was Hollis. He is a big dude. He's got an incredible mustache, big head of hair, attractive girlfriend. He's also strong enough to break both people up in a fight with one in each arm, and just pounds beer all night long. So pretty guy that we liked a lot. A character that I think most times in horror, they would just take the big guy and make him frumpy and make him the one that just annoys people, the one that would just have food stains on his shirt, or they'd kill him first or second because he's easy prey, because he's fat and slow or something. And they kind of make Hollis the leader here. He's the badass of the group. He's just awesome dude. Somebody that really resonated with us a lot. And we just really like the pick of the characters here and the setting more than most anything else. So My Bloody Valentine. We all really enjoyed it. Yeah, I wish we could have gotten this whole recording in for you so you could listen to our extended banter and our extended conversation back and forth. But yeah, My Bloody Valentine. This is it. Our next host on this show is going to be Charlie. His next pick is Phantasm, one of the movies that Bob Rose picked as one of his 4 favorites. All of them, he said. So Phantasm is coming up next week on All Guts So Gory. We'll try to have some mini episodes in between as well. But thanks for sticking it out. Sorry for the incomplete episode, the incomplete breakdown here of My Bloody Valentine. If you are a My Bloody Valentine super fan, sorry we couldn't do it justice. We tried, but we did have a ton of fun recording this episode. Special thank you to Bob Rose again for joining us. If you do like what we do here on All Guts So Gory, I guarantee you're going to love what Bob Rose, Jimmy George, and Jamie Nash do on Writers Blockbusters, and you should go check out their podcast as well, where they treat the final edit of a film as the final draft of the script. I hope I got that right. For three guys with filmmaking, with screenwriting backgrounds, it's a really unique perspective on why writers and directors make the choices that they do. You'll listen to some of these episodes about your favorite movies, and you'll just hear little things about the script, the screenwriting process, the choices they make, the little details you would otherwise have not even thought about. And it kind of just blows your mind sometimes. So please go and check out Writers Blockbusters. I think they're a fantastic podcast, and those guys deserve a ton of praise. That wraps it up here for All Guts So Gory. If you like what we do here, please leave us a rate and review. It's the best thing you can do to help us out. Drop us a line in our show notes. If you drop us a line there, we can engage with you. We'd love to engage with our fans. Please follow us at allgutssogorypod on Instagram. And next week, we have Phantasm coming up. This was My Bloody Valentine, kinda. I'm Mike. Thank you again to Bob, Charlie, and Justin. Andy, take us home.
This is the